biology is this increasingly diverse field of study, and there are sort of few things that bind all of biologists together in a sort of common understanding um, or way of thinking. So, you can work in incredibly different kinds of fields. You can work doing forestry, or you can work working on technology. You can study the ecology of deer, or you can work on giant machines that help us figure out what proteins are in a particular substance. But there are still some things that unite all of biologists together, things like the central dogma, which is that DNA is transcribed into mRNA instructions, and then those instructions are translated into proteins. Or statistics. I think most biologists have some understanding of how statistics can help us understand the way in which the world works. Certainly not all of them, but many of us do. Another thing that unifies all of biology is this notion of the diversity of life having a single origin, or that life is all related to a common ancestor at one point. And this chapter is about understanding how those relationships work. So this is figure 12.1. Although they look different, the bee and the flower are distantly related. We're going to look at things that look like this. This is an incredibly broad one, but this is a phylogeny showing the 3 domains of life. So this is a phylogenetic tree that's supposed to represent all of life. And you'll notice this little star up here. You are here. That is where we are. We are one branch in the enormity of life. So because all organisms are related, they can be organized into these systematic schemes that show how closely related they are. What we're going to talk about here is the naming system through which everything is organized. So we start off with domain. Okay, domain is the broadest category, and we're going to go all the way down to subspecies. Subspecies is the most narrow category. So the most things fit within domain, everything from plants and insects to you and I, down to subspecies. And in subspecies, really only one kind of organism can fit. And the most broad category that you can have is domain. So our domain is eukarya. We also have the domains bacteria and archaea. Maybe you remember that from week 1. And what is it that differentiates eukarya from those other domains? Well, it's that we have membrane-bound organelles. So anything that has a membrane-bound organelles fits within this particular category. The next level after domain is kingdom. We all live within the animal kingdom, and this goes everywhere from insects to jellyfish to fish to rabbits to cats to dogs. Okay, the characteristics of animals are we have sort of specialized structures. We are multicellular, and those cells are sort of differentiated to do these specific things within organs for us. And there are other characteristics of animals, just for instance. Category is phylum. We live within, and this is talking about dogs actually, but dogs live within chordata. They are chordates, meaning that when they were developing, they developed what's called a notochord. They have pharyngeal gill slits, and so do you, by the way, and they have a post-anal tail. The next most specific level is class. Dogs are mammals. So what are the characteristics of mammals? Well, mammary glands, for one thing. They have fur. Those are kind of the main characteristics of mammals. Probably I would say mammary glands are the main one. We are mammals. Next we get to order. Carnivora. We're carnivores. They are meat eaters. They have teeth that are used to tear flesh. Family Canidae. These are the canids. So basically those are dogs. Then we get down to the genus, which is Canis, and the species, which is Canis lupus, and the subspecies, which is Canis lupus familiaris, or your favorite, the golden retriever. So in the reading guide, I asked you to develop a mnemonic for remembering these things. Mine is, Dear King Philip came over for great soup. Okay, so dear is domain, king is kingdom, Philip is phylum, came is class, over is order, for is family, great is genus, and soup is species. Dear King Philip came over for great soup. And you might think that I just kind of have this like memorized, and I sort of do, but very often I go back to that mnemonic to remember, oh yeah, where am I in this classification of life?